Hey folks, Stephen Rockefeller here with EastIdahoNews.com. We're learning new information about this water rescue on the Snake River. We now know that the child transported in critical condition is a 5-year-old child. He was stuck underneath this boat right behind me here for approximately 15 minutes, EMS estimates. Witnesses on the scene have relayed information that they believe the boat ran out of gas. The boat operators dropped their anchor. There's swift water here, which evidently overturned the boat. One of the juveniles was swept downstream from Broadway all the way to Pancheri Bridge, where he was pulled out of the water by rescue personnel. Two of the adult males involved were also swept away in the water. One of the adult males was actually caught up on the river by a rescue diver who swam downstream to catch this man. And Battalion Chief Lance Anderson was able to throw a rescue rope into the river and secure them and pull them out of the water. Right now what we know is that this 5-year-old boy, approximately 5-year-old boy, was trapped under the boat for about 15 minutes. He was transported to the hospital unresponsive. Paramedics tell me that they actually were handed this child and they carried him up this hill behind me to an ambulance, and he was immediately rushed to the hospital. Like I said, he was unresponsive at the time. There is a glimmer of hope in this situation that this is very cold water. Paramedics tell me that the cold water actually helps almost putting the victim on ice. So that is a plus in this side. Right now we know though that this 5-year-old child is unresponsive. They were unsure of the heart, if he had a heartbeat. He wasn't breathing. Emergency personnel immediately started chest compressions to try to save this child. There's been countless stories in the past of drownings in cold water, where days, even weeks later, the victims have survived because of the cold water preserving their organs, preserving the oxygen in their body. But right now we do know that this 5-year-old is in critical condition. Like I said, if you're just tuning in, he was transported, he was unresponsive, he was unaware if he had a heartbeat at the time. He was trapped under this boat behind me here for 15 minutes at least. Tragic day. Paramedics tell me that just yesterday they were practicing just north of the river here for swift water rescue in these cold conditions. Some of the paramedics commented on how cold the water was just yesterday. I mean, this is spring runoff water. This is water, this is snow melting, ice melting from the mountains coming through the river. It's very cold, very difficult to swim in. Now emergency crews are still on scene. They've secured the boat to the bank here. They're pulling it out with a tow truck. Right now our thoughts are with this 5-year-old child who was stuck under the boat. A very tragic situation. Authorities, again, if you're just tuning in, authorities tell us that this 5-year-old child was under the boat for 15 minutes. Right now, like I said before, the main hope with this child is that the water was cold enough to preserve him, which gives firefighters and EMS personnel a chance to help this child. What we know now is that 2 other adult males were rescued from the water. Another juvenile was rescued from the water. There was a 3rd adult male who actually entered the water to help in this rescue before EMTs arrived on scene. He is okay. Right now the concern is this 5-year-old child that was trapped under this boat for 15 minutes. If you're just tuning in, one of the paramedics told me that he was actually handed this child from the boat. When they retrieved him from under the boat, they were able to flip the boat over and they were able to grasp this child. He hiked up this, I mean, it's a steep hill, but he got up this hill in a matter of seconds to get to an ambulance, and that child was immediately rushed to the hospital. That EMT tells me that this child was unresponsive. He's unaware if he had a heartbeat. They immediately started chest compressions. very tragic situation for all involved. I mean, the EMTs, this is a situation they train for, and like I said, they were just training yesterday for this type of situation, and they were just commented on how cold this water is and how dangerous it is. Witnesses to this accident, they say that they think the boat may have ran out of gas, and then the operators of the boat dropped an anchor to secure the boat for whatever reason. It's very swift water down here on the Snake River, just below these train tracks and Taylor Crossing, and that flipped the boat. The anchor was secured to the bottom, and it flipped the boat, and that's what caused this situation. Again, if you're just tuning in here, we know that one 5-year-old child is in critical condition at this point. He was trapped under this boat behind me for 15 minutes before EMTs got here. An adult was floated downstream. The current took him very quick. And the other juvenile, there was 2 juveniles involved. The other juvenile involved was actually pulled out of the water down by Pancheri. This all started right below Broadway Bridge. The other child was rescued by Pancheri. That's how quick and fast the water took him down there. Rescuers were able to pull him out of the water. One of the adult males was also pulled out of the water just a few hundred yards from here. Battalion Chief Lance Anderson tells me that he was able to throw a rescue rope to that adult male and pull him out of the water. With that adult male was a rescue swimmer from the Idaho Falls Fire Department. He was actually able to get in the water with all his equipment and swim downstream to this man and catch up with the victim to aid in this life-saving effort. Right now it looks like they've pulled the boat away from the bank. The plan is to pull it out of the water. A tragic situation here down on the Snake River. You know, paramedics and EMTs, they were just training yesterday on this river. They mentioned how cold the water was. They want people to know how dangerous this cold water is. And it's swift water. Anchoring at this time is very dangerous. Stay tuned to eastidahonews.com. We're going to give you all the updates here.
Just like that's over.
We're doing live right now. Live. I'm here with Battalion Chief Lance Anderson. He was involved with this rescue. He tells me that he was downstream a couple hundred yards where he was able to throw a rescue rope in the water to pull one of the victims out. And he was also involved with one of the juveniles. Tell me about that juvenile you helped pull out of the water.
The one juvenile was trapped underneath the boat for approximately 15 to 20 minutes before we were able to stabilize the boat and get the boat turned right side up so we could extricate the child and the transport.
Right now, thank you so much. This is Battalion Chief Lance Anderson. He was involved with the rescue. Right now, our thoughts are with this juvenile, and we'll keep you posted on all the updates on this. Thanks for tuning in.